little bit of a gap there, but stick out here with Aaron Parsons. We know that last straight, he's able to make up some ground on Chris. Let's see if he can do it again. Parsons gets a little bit squirrely out of that corner, but he's still able to get the power down, and here he goes. Way deep down inside there. Chris able to break a little bit later, but Aaron's on the inside. A little bit of a touch. Chris keeps the position, but what the hell happened to my podcaster? So we got Chris Moses, Aaron Parsons, David Pohl all together here fighting for that 5th spot. Aaron Parsons got David Pohl right there on his backside too. It's a pretty good battle here for 5th. These guys battling like that, what this has allowed Kevin Savoy to gap them away. Kevin Savoy in 4th place, been able to move out a little bit, get away from the battle here. You can see Kevin there in the Nissan, a few seconds out in front of these guys, so wouldn't exactly say Chris is holding anybody up, but these guys aren't moving forward. They're not moving up to battle up there with Kevin. So here we go again with Aaron Parsons. He's got the power down the straight, but not close enough this time. That's what we saw here make the pass on Al, and almost made the pass on Chris here last time, but Chris was able to defend. Aaron come back to try again. Sure wish I'd quit hitting that one camera angle there. I want to go right to the front shot. That's a wing view. That's front view. Exciting at both ends of the car here. David Pohl right there on top of Aaron. Marty lurking there and back in 8th place. In front of Aaron here, we got Chris Moses and Kevin Savoy. I said Kevin Savoy may have had a little bit of a bobble because Chris Moses is getting a little bit closer there. Kevin Savoy was able to stay out a few laps later and had a little bit fresher tires, but by now everything's equaled out. Let's take a quick peek up front here and see if Rich Hromin's able to close the gap on Andres. It all doesn't look like it. In fact, it's grown out to 5.5 seconds. David Canavan probably just figured, well, no win tonight for me. Just keep it on the track. He's dropped back to almost 20 seconds back behind the leaders. He was about 16, so he's dropped 3 seconds. So he's just gonna try to bring it home and take home those take home those 3rd place points. So right now the battle: Aaron Parsons, David Pohl, and Chris Moses. These guys are fighting for 5th, 6th, 7th. And if they can move forward, it will turn into a battle for fourth there with Kevin Savoy. Marty Urn there, but not being able to make any inroads on these guys. See, I did it again. And these guys are moving up on Kevin Savoy, so Aaron can get out of attack mode. Just get in and stay with mode. Looks like they'll be able to make this add another car to this battle here. Save attack mode here for a few minutes later down the road here. So we got Chris Moses getting closer to Kevin Savoy. Kevin looked a little bit twitchy out of that corner. Our temps have dropped way down. We were up at 121, dropped down to 100 degrees. Looks like it's starting to turn into a nice day in the middle of the desert. 100 degrees track temps, 76 degrees ambient. These guys are going to like this for the temps, for their tires, and for their motor lives. And it was up around 121. These guys must have been wondering if they were going to be able to make the race. Looks like David Raleigh just blew up his motor, so David Raleigh's out of this race. Of course, I say that, they can save it, but the early part of this race must have taken its toll on David. Meanwhile, back up front, we got Rich Hromin in second. This guy's just now starting the 37 laps, so we're down to under 9 laps left of this race. About 20 more minutes or so. 18, about 18 more minutes. Rich Hromin got the lap car between him and Andres Prieto. Andres has been able to maintain about that 4 or 5 second gap to Rich, and Rich, who he was the show of the first half of this race. Andres Prieto had a great pit stop, nice and quick. Came out in the lead. He's been able to hold on to it so far. But it won't take much of a mistake with Andres for Rich to get right there. We've seen that before. The sand is real soft at this track. David Canavan running alone there in third. Let's get back to this fight for fourth, fifth, and sixth. We see Aaron Parsons, Kevin Savoy, Chris Moses, Aaron Parsons all right together there. This is our battle. Looks like Marty Urn has dropped out of this battle. He was right there just behind David Pohl. He's dropped back a couple of seconds, so. Chris Moses in fifth. Aaron Parsons, Viper Power right there in sixth. He was trying hard earlier. Saw him getting that car everywhere, sideways and moving around. Chris was able to defend. We're getting up under, what, 8 laps now? Getting close to probably 8 laps where these guys are on the track. Chris and Aaron want to make any kind of move on Kevin Savoy. They're going to have to work together here for at least a couple of laps and then go back to fighting. Saw at the very end of that shot Brad Maris, who had ran up at the front of this race. He's running back there in 9th in that red Ferrari. Way back off these guys, so I'm sure he'll be disappointed running where he is right now, but see Marty there in 8th, and then McLaren. change that camera angle button. If I keep hitting it. Aaron's not going to be close enough. Same two, Chris Moses and Kevin Savoy from last week, who made it an interesting finish. Kevin Savoy making a comeback run at Chris with a win there at Suzuka last week, but Kevin getting the better hand of Chris tonight at the moment. Of course, Kevin only in fourth. Last week, Kevin was second. Parsons is running a little bit cleaner now. See him hanging the car out as much, not going in as deep. Andres working lap 39. Getting close to ending this one. We're going 46 laps tonight. 7 more laps to go. When we get down to that last lap, I'll hop on with the lead car. Don't want to miss the winner pass and start finish. Learned that lesson from last season. Aaron Parsons, he may have it this time. He's got a good run on him. Way, oh, Chris, here we go again. Chris is able to brake a little deeper. Force Aaron up on that curb. Make him stop the car. Chris defends. Here we go again. Aaron's probably going to make this one stick. Nowhere for Chris to go on this. Do not want to be too far outside there. End up out there. Ooh, and Aaron not able to get the power down. That's going to let David Pohl, who just happens to be right there behind Aaron, get him right in this fight too. So Aaron's going to have to be careful. He wants to hang on to that 6th spot, because David Pohl will snatch that away from him. Love how those cars get light up over that hill. You can see what happened. Just, oh, and David gets into the back of Aaron. You'll wait for him. That's just a tough spot. And that's going to get Marty right there on top of this battle. Marty going to try to get the draft. So that may have cost David Pohl a position, and it does. Marty's able to make the pass, make it stick. So that little bit of a mistake right there from David cost him a spot. Marty, who's been lurking there all night, grabs that spot, moves up to 7th. Of course, that hurts Aaron's chances of making the pass on Moses. Oh, and David Pohl was saving the braking for it as late as he could. Had to jink left and keep from getting in the back of Marty. Trust me, I know how that feels. I had to do the same thing Monday night. Could have been bad for Marty and myself. Save yourself, save him. So David Pohl, who was in a battle there with Aaron, has dropped back now. Chris Moses with some breathing room. Kevin Savoy, a few seconds up in front of Chris Moses, so looks like that battle is done. Kevin Savoy sitting 4th. Sitting pretty for a 4th place. David Canavan, who was about 20 some odd seconds behind the leader. And then Rich Hromin, who still looks like he's about 4 or 5 seconds behind the leader, Andres Prieto. So Andres, who made a great pit stop, pitted a lap or two before everybody else did. Ran a couple of quicker laps. He was able to gap himself when everybody else went in the pits and came out. He had that 5-second gap, and that's where he sits right now. So Andres running by himself, working the end of lap 42. Yeah, not quite the end. Yeah, about the middle. About the middle of lap 42 here. And that coming out of turn 10 there. That short middle straight on the back side of the pit lane. So Andres, who was fighting there with his teammate for a little while, Brad Maris, 3rd, 4th, 5th spot. You know, that pit stop helped him out a lot. Looks like his plans are going to come together here. If he can keep it on the track, he's got himself a win tonight. Looks like we've got about 3 minutes left. Turn 1 for our leader, Andres Prieto. He's got 2nd place covered by 5 seconds, 22 seconds behind. Further back is 3rd place David Canavan. Andres working lap 43 now. No super close battles going on. You saw in the background there, Kevin Savoy still a few seconds up on Chris Moses. Then a few seconds further, Aaron Parsons. Looks like the only thing stopping Andres Prieto is getting caught up in somebody else's crash or running out of gas or running off the track, but it looks like he's not pushing it hard enough to do any of that. Rich Hromin in the background there, you saw him getting the tail happy on that car, so he's pushing. He's got the guy in sight he wants to pass, but your time's running out, Rich. It's like the lap car there, moving right, letting the leader by. Gives him the thank you flash. Just a couple laps to go here. And Andres has got this one wrapped up. About 3.5 minutes left. So we'll go the 46 laps. Andres working lap 40, working lap 44 right now. Just surprised if Andres makes any kind of mistake here. Got a big gap to second place. 5 seconds. You know, that's an eternity sometimes. It may not feel like it, but it's, no one's making up 5 seconds in 2 laps. So if he just keeps it clean, he'll be able to take this one home nice and easy. But it's tough. You don't want to slow down and lose your rhythm. I've done that before. You get out there and you go, I got this position sewn up. Next thing you know, you're out in the kitty litter because you've lost your timing. So you just want to keep your timing, but not push it. Go. Andres Prieto on that last lap. See second place Rich Hromin in the background there. So, you know, Rich is going to have to be content with second. Nobody behind him, nobody in front of him. Andres Prieto here just making this one look good after that second half. You know, for this whole second half of the race, he's pretty much had it sewn up. Through turn 11. Going to the right-hand sweeper, turn 12. Up over the crest of the hill, the car gets light. 13. Certainly not a flat track. Andres Prieto coming down for the last corners here. He should be able to pretty much coast it in now if he had to. And there's your winner tonight, Andres Prieto, with a dominating second half of the race here for the win. Rich Hromin, second place. Probably a little disappointed after his dominating first half. But a good run there for you, Rich. Second. David Canavan, a lonely third. Brings him home in third place. Good job, David. Kevin Savoie in the Nissan, last week's second place finisher, bringing around the last corner there. Bringing it home fourth. Looks like we lost Chris Moses. Aaron Parsons worked his way up to fifth. Don't know what happened to Chris. Missed out on that, but hey, if you're not leading a race, you don't get we don't get to see it. Brad Mares worked his way up to sixth. David Pohl seventh. Marty Urine looks like he may be out of gas. Not able to make it. So Chris Moses is up to eighth. Al Marimon, his teammate, in ninth. Good job there, Al. Marty Urine stuck out there on the track out of gas. So we'll see what happens here with this. He's just going to have to sit there, and these people are going to make passes. We'll see if he can't pick up a push. Looks like we got Greg Myers and Juan Monroy fighting it out for 12th. Soon to turn into 11th. Juan Monroy getting wide there. They pass Marty. So Gregor Myers up to 11th and Juan in 12th. Christian Hamilton will bring it home 13th. Marty Urine sitting there lonely in 14th. So that's where he'll end up. Marty Urine will end up 14th. The rest of everybody else was lapped. So Marty, you're good to go ahead and put it in the pits now. So congratulations to our winner, Andres Prieto. Let's Second place, Brad Maris, Richard Hromin, and then third place tonight, David Canavan. Well, there you have it. Another hour-and-a-half race, GT1 here at North American Grand Prix, Thursday night series. Second race of the season, live from Bahrain. So, I want to say thank you very much for joining me tonight, joining all the racers out there. Hope you enjoyed it. Is Marty going to get a push? And it looks like Marty, let's take a look. I'm just curious here. Is Marty going to get a push? Nope, Marty parked it, so. Hey, thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and hope you're able to join us on Monday nights. We're Al and Brad Maris. They do a wonderful job commentating the Monday night GT2 series. And then normally Jack, Ivy, and I here on Thursdays. I think Jack does the Saturday races, the Indy cars. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to join us at NorthAmericanGrandPrix.com, NorthAmericanGP.com. Join up. Have a good time racing with us. Hey, thanks a lot, everybody, and you have a good night.